So, how are you doing today?
Um, I think today I'm not too bad, but I'm struggling every day with some difficulties.
I understand. So, before we start, I would like to inform you about certain things. By the way, my name is Neha, and
Nice to
I
meet
am
you.
a member. Nice to meet you too. I am a member of SAC, that is the Singapore Association of Counselling,
Mm.
and anything that you share here is absolutely confidential.
Mm.
So please feel free to use this space and time as you please, because whatever you say here is going to just remain between us unless you pose a threat to yourself or someone else, which I'm hoping that you won't be.
Mm.
And both of us would be working, in a collaborative manner. So please feel free to share whatever comes to your mind. So yeah, so can you tell me how you feel?
Mm. Actually, it's something. It seems to be like a luxurious thought because I'm not in a really bad situation, and but I had to quit my job last year because my husband and I are in Singapore since 4 years, but as I couldn't work here, I kept a part of my job in Hong Kong and I was traveling, coming back, and we did that for many years previously, and this is definitely not what we wanted to experience, but and it's really difficult for me to be here at home and being like a housewife, which I'm definitely not. And um, I guess it was time for me to leave my job because it was so complicated. I was not at the office and I was here preparing my stuff, then go on training for 10 days and coming back, and I was missing a lot of information. So it was really complicated to work properly in that situation. And I think it's time for me to move on something. But the difficulties now here is that it's just a nightmare for me to be financially dependent, which I've never been, and I've been working all my life. And even if my husband really doesn't care about it, I feel like I'm totally useless. I'm feeling shy and yeah, it's lots of strange feelings
So
coming
am
around.
I correct to say that you really miss working, right? You miss working, you miss your job, and you don't like being financially dependent on your husband.
Yeah, I think that's the most part. I'm not missing my job so much now because I had 30 years in that field and I had lots of pleasure, many years, and discovered a lot of countries and people,
Mm-hmm.
and it was really great. Um, and maybe I'm too old now for the cosmetic industry, which okay, I just accept it. But being in a country when I'm not entitled to work, and actually the choice was we decided to move to Singapore. My husband was in Kuala Lumpur previously, and I decided to stay in Hong Kong because I knew that I was not entitled to work in KL. And so we chose a country where we could be together. That's all about the move. And the year we arrived here, the law has changed, and well, I was not entitled. I'm not entitled to get a working visa, and so it was a big surprise and lots of disappointment. And well,
So you feel very disappointed, and you maybe not miss your previous job as exercise per se, but you definitely miss working from what I'm hearing from you. You really want to work, if not what you were doing, but some kind of job which will give you, some kind of happiness and financial independence. Am I correct?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and also, do you feel that just because you can't work here, do you get the feeling of being lost or like not being in control of the situation?
Absolutely, I'm not in control. I can't do anything. I tried many things, and well, the law is the law, and this is not a country where we can play with the law. So just have to to accept it. But
So, what do you think can make you happy? I'm sure you'll be having some low days, and you must be having some nice, happy days. What are those days when you really feel happy, and what do you do that makes you really, really happy? Uh, is there a hobby or some kind of passion that you?
yes, there is, yeah, and I have time for it, so that's a great thing because I'm painting, and
Okay.
well, I'm doing a lot of painting at the moment because I have time, and it helps me also to distress and to to put everything on my paintings maybe, but it doesn't help with the feeling that I'm just useless, and I have no social life because all the people I know, either they are working or they still have children at home, so they don't have the same rhythm. Well, my daughter is in Germany now; she's studying there, so.
Okay, so you feel a bit isolated. You also feel that you don't have your friends here, and basically the friends that you have, they're busy in their own lives, so they can't give you time when you want to kind of maybe spend time with them. I understand it could be very, very tough. As a matter of fact, I have gone through something very, very similar, so I can really, really relate to it. It could be very, very tough, but I think you're really, really, doing pretty well and handling it well. Your painting and the way you draw, I think I've seen some sketches. It's amazing, and
Thank you.
yeah, so it's really nice because that's something which de-stresses you. It helps you to de-stress. So that's a beautiful exercise that you. But I can really understand that it could be very, very, you know, stressful or tough not to know where you're heading. Would you like to elaborate a bit more so that we can, see how can we help you with the situation? Like,
The thing is that brings a lot of negative thought and feeling about whatever the situation is, because even with my husband now, and it's just coming from the outside because there's nothing bad between us. It's just the fact that I'm feeling so bad without any income, and I'm feeling that we are not leveled anymore, and the relationship is not equal, and this is really not something I can accept, because I have that feeling that I rely on him for everything, and it's just a nightmare. I've been this is totally against my own value, so and he keeps saying me we don't care and we have enough for this, and yeah, of course we have enough, but still we don't have the same kind of life, because there is one salary is missing, even if it was not a huge salary, it was a salary, and it was my salary, and I felt very good about that. It's a lot on my shoulder, because my grandmother and my godmother have been in France very active about women's rights, about working and this kind of thing. And this is absolutely the way I raised my daughter as well. Never, never get anybody put some power on you because you are a woman and you have to feel like you're equal. But and for that we need to have this independence regarding money. So this is just feeling that I'm a little thing on the side.
So you also feel it's a social responsibility because you, as you said, that your mother, your grandmother, I mean your
Yeah.
godmother,
Yeah.
you've been taught that a woman should be independent, and because they've kind of really worked hard to get you where you are.
Yeah.
So you also feel that.
Yeah, I feel like I betrayed them somehow because now I'm in a situation where I'm totally on the opposite and I'm stuck in there. I can't do anything, and I'm feeling bad regarding my husband because I'm feeling like I'm a little nothing. This is so. I'm feeling. I have lots of negative thoughts. This is not me. So I'm much more very dynamic and positive woman and want to find solution whatever the problem is. And that's what I've done here. And wow, and receive lots of no, 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 and pushing me in the back. I say, wow, it's like an aggression. It's very tough.
Yes, it could be very, very tough.
And I'm worried now because it's gone. The feeling I have is stronger every day, so I'm feeling like I'm just a little nothing. Even when we have gathering with friends or whatever, I don't want to talk about anything, or I'm so out of the rhythm. I'm not in the dynamic rhythm of working. I'm not much more an mummy involved every day because kids are grown and most in Europe, and so what's the meaning of that?
So you've been mentioning, and I've been hearing that you're saying you feel useless,
Yeah.
and you feel that you don't feel the worth anymore. That you feel useless because you're not contributing
Yeah.
maybe into the family system, and also your background, the way you mentioned it. So on a scale of 0 to 10, what do you think? How, if you feel useless, or if you have this whole feeling of not being in control, what do you think you would scale yourself if, let's talk about being useless first, from 0 to 10, what do you think? How much do you feel that you're not contributing?
Probably 8. Yeah.
Okay, and being out of control?
Oh, that's 10. That's nothing I can
Okay,
do.
okay, so that's tough, I understand that. But what are your options like? What can you do to make yourself better? What are the options that you have explored already, or you would like to explore? Because you mentioned that you've really tried and you've been rejected before many a times, you've been pushed. You also mentioned you very positive, which I also feel you are. You're very, very optimistic. You paint, you try to make the best of it. You also, try to see the good in the low times also. So you're basically a very optimistic person. So what do you think, even after all those rejections, or maybe you've tried something, do you think you can try something else, or what are your options? What could be your options that can give you some kind of path and you can feel happy about it?
The thing is, just having to live with that in mind. I'm wasting a lot of energy on that, and it's making me feeling very tired and more tired, and like it's useless, whatever. So, but I'm painting, yeah, and I try to figure out something, and finally I found a school which I'm learning now something to get new skills and maybe think about a new professional
That's very good.
orientation. Yeah, so it helps me to just to wake up and have something in mind to do and to think about, okay, let's use this time now for a better future. But anyway, I'm still feeling, I'm not sure I will have the patience for that, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure I can handle this kind of situation anymore because everything is relating to my husband's job
Mm-hmm.
because he's the one who has a better income, so we decided to rely on him. And
Mm-hmm.
which maybe is I've just starting this school and I've done a lot regarding the art stuff and met a lot of people to try to get things done. I have two exhibitions coming this year.
Wow.
I will need this 15 months course to get a diploma and to go and know more about this because I'm not sure. That I'm very interested. I really like the subject and I'm really interested, but I'm not sure if I can use it as a job or whatever. Let's see. But
So what I'm sorry, yeah, go on.
but maybe my husband will come one day and tell me that we have to move, and we don't know in which country, we don't know when it will happen. Maybe I will not have time to finish my course. Maybe I won't be able to do my exhibition, which I've been working a lot on this. I'm just fed up of this kind of whatever I try to put on or whatever I try to settle or to build, suddenly somebody can come and say, okay, now it's over, you have to go, and I will just have to say, okay, I have to go. And I can't handle that anymore.
So what I'm hearing from you is that you have your exhibitions. That's amazing. So you really paint well.
Thank you.
So all the best for that, and I'm really, really happy that you're doing that. That's something very constructive and very, very productive. I also heard you say that you've joined this course and you're really, really liking it.
Yeah.
It's a 15-month course. Maybe it will give you a direction, a path, or a career you do not know, but you're exploring, which is very, very good. So you also mentioned that one day your husband might just come and say, we're moving from here. Is it speculation, or you have an evidence, or what makes you feel that you won't be able to finish the course, or you won't be able to have the exhibitions, or
Because that's the way it has always been. I was lucky because I've been able until now to manage with my job and follow with the company with who I was working with, and now this is something different. So, and that's the way it has been always. So we were in Hong Kong, and suddenly he had to move to KL, but I decided to stay, and then it was too tiring to do this back and forth, KL, Hong Kong, KL, every weekend. It was just a nightmare. So it's fine. We try to find a country where we can be happy together. But we forgot something in the big picture, and I'm not happy in that situation. And yeah, I'm thinking of that because I know that the big boss came, my husband, big boss came earlier in December and came back again in January, and they were talking about what's gonna happen a little bit, but without any indication, just feeling that he's here since 4 years now, and that's what they usually do. After 4 or 5 years is maximum of the managing director position, then they have to move them. So it will happen. It will happen definitely. The thing is, we don't know when, and I'm really fed up of this kind of waiting. And you can, I feel like whatever I do, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, That could be tough when you're trying to put your life back on track. You have this anxiety or fear that it might be just uprooting you again. You might, I mean, I can understand you might be feeling maybe a bit of anxiousness that you would be uprooted again. So it could be really, really very tough. So basically what I'm hearing from you is that you feel that your life is not in your control because of course no matter what you try, how positive you try to be, suddenly one day, you know, you just get to know you have to pack your bags and you have to leave. So you can't stick to one thing, and because of that you're not being able to work, you're not being able to be financially independent. That is also bothering you a lot. And finding a path for you is becoming more difficult, or exploring your options because of this constant move, I think so, right? Is it the move which makes it more difficult for you?
I would like to be able to finish something I've started properly before we move. And moving was okay for me because I was able to follow with my job in the previous company, but now I'm not working there. So I have to think about myself and what can I do and how can I use this time. And at the same time I have this pressure of I don't want to rely on you for the money, and which is and the thing is my husband is just laughing about that and say, oof, that's it. He's laughing about that and say, oh, okay, do you want to go in the street and say women's rights and something like that? Well, we can have jokes about it, but it's really much more deep.
Yeah. I can understand. From within you do feel the anxiety, maybe at times anger. Everything is valid. That's true. It's tough. So what can you do for you not to feel so anxious about the situation? Do you think you can do something like maybe some kind of breathing exercises if you like? What do you like to do that relaxes you and makes you less anxious?
I'm practicing yoga.
That's very good.
It's not enough anymore. It's this kind of well, that's a point now. At the beginning I tried to do a lot of painting, studying, trying to find out, continue my yoga practice, and okay, but now this matters so much that it puts all my energy down, and it's like I have a cover in my head and push me down because I'm a nobody. I'm just a nobody. I'm unable to take care of myself financially. I rely on everything on my husband, and I'm just feeling that I'm a nobody. And that the feeling I have on my head is so powerful and heavy now that it pushes me down. And it seems like whatever I do, this is stronger, and I don't know how to get that out of my mind. And
so maybe you're really, really thinking about it a lot, and it's playing on your mind all the time, right? Because you also mentioned that you've been constantly thinking about it.
That's every day, and it's every day like a force which pushing me down, and then I try to and go down, and it's back and forth, up and down, and I'm tired about that, really.
I can understand. Could be very, very tough, especially not knowing where you're heading or when you feel that the situation is out of control. But I think you're coping up very well, and you're really tough. I mean that you're very, very tough. You're doing way better than maybe so many other people. You still are exploring options. You still are trying to make something of your life. You're being strong. I understand that you're tired, but constantly what I'm hearing from you is that you still keep trying. and you don't give up. That's a very good quality to have.
And it's really hard because if I can even not mention that to my friend because every answer I've got is, oh, why are you complaining about you're a lucky woman, you don't have to wake up in the morning, you have a swimming pool, you have a very easy life, you have nothing to worry about, and what are you complaining? Wow, it just, yeah, I wish I could see this in that way, but
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I just can't. So I can't accept that situation. It's, yeah.
So it also seems like that you have a very good relationship with your husband, you know.
Yeah.
So you're very happy on one side. So is it possible that even if he, you know, moves and you are in the middle of your course, is it a possibility that you'll still be able to complete the course and maybe join him, or maybe do your exhibitions and then move with him or something like that?
No, because for the exhibition, yeah, maybe I would have to come back and do those bits for the course. I'm on a dependent visa, so the day is moving, I have to move.
Okay.
I can come back for the exhibition, but I won't be able to stay until the end of the course, and if we have to move before, and anyway, I can't afford staying by myself in Singapore. It's crazy expensive, so and I don't have income. So this is
Okay.
just very frustrating situation, and but it has a lot of collateral damages because I'm feeling so bad with my husband, and I'm feeling so bad with even with my daughter. In front of my daughter, I say, "Oof, I'm just doing the exact opposite I've just told you all your life." So
Mm-hmm.
it's like something it's not congruent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're talking a lot about your feelings, and you know, I've understood that you know you really feel helpless, you feel out of control, and you feel that you've been really put down whenever you've tried a lot, but the situations are such that you know you don't feel useful, and you've been constantly thinking about it,
Yeah.
right? And also that is giving you anxiety. So, and you also said that you've been practicing yoga, maybe you know some breathing exercises, but now it's not really helping you that much, you know. So what do you think could help you to relieve your anxiety a little bit, you know, what you really like and make you feel a bit better? Do you think it's the thinking that is overbearing? Do you think you've been thinking a lot, not of course intentionally, but maybe it keeps on playing on your mind, and then it pushes you even, you know, more down? Is it so?
Yeah.
Because what I hear from you, your husband of course is not, you know, giving you pressure. It's all from you, and I understand, you know, I understand that you're an independent woman and you want to have your independence. So maybe, you know, you could start tracking your thoughts, because in a day you must be having some happy moments and some moments where you're really feeling frustrated. So it'll be nice if you could just start tracking your thoughts, because your feelings are really, really related to your thoughts. The more negative thoughts I think you have, and if you can monitor, you know, how many times in a day you have these overbearing thoughts, and if you could write it, maybe we can go through it and see it and see a pattern in that and work through it, that what is giving you so much pressure and really, you know, giving you so much of anxiousness. So yeah, unfortunately today the time is coming to an end, but I would really, really like to see you next week if possible.
Sure.
And until next week, if you could just, you know, maybe do your breathing exercises in yoga the way you do. I know it's not helpful, but I'm sure somewhere you will feel good about it. And the second thing, if you don't mind, maybe you could start tracking your thoughts by, constantly, whenever the negative thought comes to your mind or anything that pushes you down, just write it, even the positive ones, so that we can just, analyze your thought process, and see how you feel, so that I also get a better idea, even you. So for both of us, it'll be helpful to see throughout the week the kind of thought process you've gone through, and it will maybe help us to find more options and to explore a few other things together.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, and thanks a lot for sharing today. It really meant a lot. It was really nice, and hoping to see you next week.